The NCCAA and Bob Jones University promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives are grounds for removal from the site of competition and other disciplinary actions. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Alumni Stadium on the campus of Bob Jones University for today's women's soccer game. Today's contest features the Averett University Cougars and your Bob Jones University Bruins. At this time, we ask that you please stand for a word of prayer, followed by our national anthem. Dear God, we are grateful for this opportunity for these athletes to glorify you through this sport. We ask that as this game is played, it will be free of injuries, and above all, may everything said and done here be glorifying to you. In Jesus' name, amen. And now for the starting lineups. First, for Averett University Cougars. Number 0, Tiffany Hargett. Number 3, Haley Uhas. Number 4, Clarice Peters. Number 5, Candace Johnson. Number 9, Isabel Sem. Number 11, Taylor Parks. Number 13, Isabel Evans. Number 14, Celia De Diego. Number 16, Leah Brethren. Number 26, Rayleigh Smith. And number 29, Erica Lindstrom. Averett is coached by Colton Duchess. And now, the starting lineups for your Bob Jones University Bruins. The sophomore from Burlington, Massachusetts, goalkeeper number 1, Margaret Cummings. The sophomore from Severn, Maryland, number 5, Jane Farr. The junior from Greenville, South Carolina, number 7, Abby Arrowwood. The junior hailing from Palm City, Florida, number 8, Reagan Tierney. The grad student from right here in Greenville, South Carolina, number 10, Mia Marks. The senior from Taylor, South Carolina, number 11, Sarah Ward. The junior from Burlington, Massachusetts, number 13, Ellie Cummings. The sophomore from Pooler, Georgia, number 17, Celeste Bellady. The senior from Lexington, South Carolina, number 22, Jessica Townsend. The sophomore from Greenville, South Carolina, number 28, Shannon Miller. And finally, the junior from Grafton, Ohio, number 30, Francesca Peters. Bruins are coached by Dr. Chris Carmichael, who is celebrating his 61st birthday today, assisted by Anna Grace Abrams, Shelby Wicks, and manager Ashton Horn.
kind of been a gloomy day here in Greenville, South Carolina, with some heavy rains coming later this week, but that's not stopping us today. My name is Trent Goldsmith. I'm thrilled to be with you all this evening. While it is somewhat gloomy out, the sun has come out a little bit. The energy and morale is very bright for this Bruins women's team after a huge weekend in which they came away with 2 really big wins. Tonight they welcome the Averett University Cougars to Alumni Stadium in what I'm sure will be another showdown. In their match last year, it finished in a mind-numbing, tough 0-0 draw. Both teams had multiple chances to score. Both goalkeepers had a lot of saves. And Mia Marks already is done with that. she steals it right away, puts a shot up. She doesn't want it to be a 0-0 draw again. Again, last year, both keepers made miraculous saves to keep that score at 0-0. Margaret Cummings had one of the games of her career, and she was just a freshman last year. They look to change that narrative today, especially after the Bruins scored 12 goals over the weekend. Francesca Peters on her left foot already and gets it near post. Wow, 2 early shots for the Bruins. The Cougars have to figure something out because their moving around the back line has not been good so far, and we're only 30 seconds into the match. The starters for the Bruins, nothing new. We've seen this starting lineup, I think, 4 times now. Margaret Cummings playing goalkeeper, and then you got Jane Farr, Ellie Cummings, Jessica Townsend, Abby Arrowwood in the back. You have Reagan Tierney and Celeste Bowdy in the middle with Shannon Miller, and then the up top, you have Francesca Peters, Mia Marks, and Sarah Ward. The Cougars now on the move, but Townsend cuts that one off. Starters for the Cougars in goal, you got Tiffany Hargett. Number 3, Haley Uaz. 4, Khalees Peters. 5, Candace Johnson. 9, Isabel Sem. 11, Taylor Parks. 13, Isabel Evans. 14, Celia De Diego, who is one person we have to watch out for today. 16, Leah Brethren. 26, Rayleigh Smith. And 29, Erica Lidstrom. That one is picked up by Hargett, the 5'11" senior goalkeeper from Gastonia, North Carolina. The 2 previous years to last year in 2022 and 2021, the Bruins did win both of those games, so they own the all-time meeting record, 2-0-1. Mia Marks has 3 career goals against Averett, so she looks to continue that streak today. She scored 2 goals over the weekend, but that was not the highlight of the weekend. The highlight of the weekend was the absolute career games for Francesca Peters. She ended up being the NCCAA Student Athlete of the Week because of it. 4 goals, 2 assists, absolutely dominated. Finally got out of her shell that she's been stuck in all season long. Coach Carmichael knew that it was coming, but it didn't come as soon as he expected, but he's very glad it did. That one's out for a Cougars throw. That'll be taken by Candace Johnson. Bad touch right away, so it's a Bruins throw. Jane Farr comes up to take this one into Peters. And that's up in the air. Mia Marks on that left side. Left foot dominant. Tries to get it around and in. Peters is there with the touch. Doesn't get it cleanly, and that's going to... Was that tipped before? It was tipped. There's going to be an early Bruins corner kick just 3 minutes into this match. Marks is going to take this one. Bowdy, Peters, Ward, and Miller all near the box. The Cougars have stacked the box with a good amount of defenders. Will Mia Marks find the pocket? Short to Bowdy. Bowdy right on it, almost. A little too high for Hargett to handle, but dips down right into her hands. Tiffany Hargett has been the only goalkeeper to find time for the Cougars team so far this season in their 5 games. Has only allowed 9 goals and has 31 saves on the season. That's a lot for 5 games, folks. To average out 6 saves a game, that's not easy. That is also credit to her defense for not allowing that many shots, because if you have only allowed 9 goals and have 31 saves, there's not been that many shots on goal. But to have 31 saves already, impressive. She is a 4-year goalkeeper. She has all the experience. And in fact, her head coach, Colton Duchess, is a former goalkeeper for the Averett men's team. And then he turned into the assistant for both the women's and the men's team. And now is the head coach for this women's team. That's Lidstrom. Trying to look up to Leah Brethren, but goes out. As I mentioned, reading off the lineup, number 14, Celia De Diego, is the one player the Bruins defense has to watch out for. She is very fast, very speedy, has all the experience, can score goals very easily. In fact, she scored a hat trick earlier this year against Greensboro. That is one of the common opponents the Bruins and the Cougars have both faced. Due to that hat trick, the Cougars came away with a 4-1 win when the Bruins beat Greensboro 2-1. So we'll see if the Bruins offense can continue to create goal-scoring opportunities just like they did this past weekend, while our defense tries to handle Celia De Diego from Spain. She is one of 7 international recruits on this team. Jessica Townsend making one of her runs up the field. This is very common, especially over the past couple of weeks. She's gotten very comfortable just running up the field, creating space, causing an off-balance in the midfield for the other team. She's very good at it. And while she does that, she also gets back right in her position very quickly. Ellie Cummings now with the ball at her feet. Looks to Townsend, who's already back in her spot. Abby Arrowwood has made herself the right back on this team. Always provides that drop pass for any of the midfielders. Always finds the space and is always good at communicating where she's at. Same way with Jane Farr on that left back spot. Usually the left backs and right backs in soccer are kind of forgotten about, but they are both very key, important positions out of the 11. A lot of unsung heroes in professional soccer are either that left or right back spot. For instance, in all of Real Madrid's success over the last, I would say, 15 years or so, their left back for a good amount of that time was Marcelo. He had some key goals on corner kicks that led to them winning Champions Leagues, led to them winning La Liga titles, and it's all out of that left back spot. That's up to Mia Marks. Takes a touch to her left and shields off Clarice Peters, the grad student from Virginia, Clover Hill High School. Townsend on a run again. Finds Ballady. Cougars do like to play a deep line. That will help the Bruins make a lot more runs and open up the midfield a little more. Sarah Ward in the corner up against Taylor Parks. Trying to get away. Looks for Miller, but goes to Ballady instead. Ballady right away to Marks. Marks turns to her left from outside the box. Oh, that's a nice little spin there. Marks with her left foot. Another good shot. That play was started by Sarah Ward in the corner. Looked like she was stuck against Parks, but she made it work. Good offensive movement so far from the Bruins, all the way starting from the back. That's what Coach Carmichael likes to see. Rayleigh Smith out to Parks. Back to Rayleigh Smith. Drops back to her keeper. Marks is going to pressure heavy again. Ward's also going to pressure heavy. Good poke away by Shannon Miller, who continues to prove herself to be one strong midfielder for this Bruins team. I mean, you just saw it there. Even when she does get the ball turned over, she's right back on it, fighting back for it. Never lets the ball quite get away from her. Has gotten stronger and stronger as time has gone on. Drops back to Reagan Tierney, the anchor of this Bruins team. There's several players on this Bruins roster, but Reagan stands out because if you were to look at the box scores in the official stats, Reagan's stat line is all zeros except the games played. She has 8 games played, and the rest of it is zeros. She does have 3 shots in the season, but no goals, no assists. But she is the absolute biggest piece of this Bruins team. She controls pace of play. She helps possession. She's always in the right spot. She's very strong on the ball. She's one of the irreplaceable pieces to this Bruins roster, it seems, and she still has another year as a senior. So teams are going to have to deal with her for another year and not be able to get the ball out of the midfield. Ballady turns, looks up to Marks. That one's tipped away and passed back to the back line by Haley Uhas. Uhas and Ballady. Ballady takes that one away from her. Up to Marks again. Marks has space in front. Peters running. Candace Johnson. And Jane Farr did not allow that turn by Leah Brethren. Good pressure by Shannon Miller. Peters now with the ball. Up to Marks. Marks is onside. Flag stays down. Bruins must get up to help her out. Marks in the corner. Makes Candace Johnson flinch a little bit. Get back to her left. Marks into the box. Headed. That was almost an own goal. Great ball by Mia Marks. Off the head of Rayleigh Smith, the defender for the Cougars. And that very nearly went into the net. And it will be out for another corner for the Bruins. Again, Peters, Ballady, Miller, and Ward in the box. Marks into the box. Off the hands. Shannon Miller. And that one's going to end up being cleared out by Haley Uhas. She's going to dribble it up, take her space. Great defense by Ellie Cummings, and she gets to the ball. Pressure from Uhas. That's out to Sem. Townsend with the speed. And Ballady gets around Brethren. Up to Peters. Sarah Ward coming up this right side. Sarah Ward is all by herself. Marks must look this way, but she goes to her left instead. Tries to get past split her defender. She does. Mia Marks into the box. Mia Marks on her left into the middle of the box, and Sarah Ward isn't quite there. Great offensive movement still for the Bruins. They just can't find the back of the net, but I guarantee you they will sometime soon. Mark that down. At 33-10, I said the Bruins are going to score in the next 5 minutes. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But the way this is looking is the Bruins offense is going to control this game again. Maybe not quite score seven goals or 5 goals, but they're going to score because I do believe they found their offensive rhythm last weekend. Ellie Cummings to Peters. That one gets taken away by Candace Johnson, the defender from Stafford, Virginia. Cummings takes that one off her body and still goes for it. Ellie Cummings now on the ball. Shannon Miller proves to be strong again. And Miller's going to use her drop to Abby Arrowwood. Townsend takes her space. Drops to the All-American goalkeeper, Margaret Cummings. Out to Jane Farr. Miller figuring out what to do with it. Does have good footwork, so she can dribble around people if she needs to. Up to Ballady. Ward is making a backdoor cut, and that one's going to be way too far out. Ballady is too strong with that, and that one's being picked up by Hargett. Ward with the pressure. Sarah Ward into Mia Marks, and that one gets cleared out. Sarah does a good job looking in the middle as soon as she's on that ball. Arrow to the heavy touch gets taken away by Isabel Evans. Peters with her right. Deflected out. Candace Johnson now on the ball. Dribbling up the field. She has space. And Farr takes that pass away. Into Peters. Marks is on side. Oh, she did come back for it, but I thought she may have gotten in line with Rayleigh Smith. I guess not. Flag comes up. It is an encouraging note that the first offsides for the Bruins is 15 minutes into the game. Friday, they really struggled with being called offside. Now, granted, not a lot of the offsides calls were correct, at least in my judgment. But they were called offsides, I think, 12 times on Friday night. A little less on Saturday. But it does continue to be one of the weak spots in the Bruins offense is staying on sides, at least long enough. They usually leave a little bit too early on their runs, and that's usually what causes it. That ball gets poked away by Arrowwood. Arrowwood switch, and that's over the head of Peters. Out for a Cougars throw. 15 minutes down, 30 minutes to go here in the first half. Score is still 0-0. Bruins have had chances. Cougars have not. They've done a good job containing all kinds of offensive movement for the Cougars. And the ball really hasn't even reached the feet of Celia De Diego. I say that now, and that's... Oh, she takes one off the face. Oh, my goodness. Shannon Miller. Shannon Miller is taking zero business from Erica Lidstrom so far. Townsend being patient, finds Cummings. Miller up to Ward. Ward taking a touch around. Ward tried to beat out Taylor Parks, but it goes out of bounds for a throw-in for the Cougars. Lidstrom on the ball. Drops back to Smith. Finds Sem. We dropped all the way back to Hargett and out to Peters. Well, that's interesting. The matchup on our offensive left wing and their right back is Peters on Peters. Clarice on Francesca. Far, quick throw. Touch inside by Francesca Peters. Give and go again between her and Marks. That proved to be a goal in the last weekend. Francesca trying to stay strong on the ball. Gets poked away by Johnson. Sem now on the ball. That pass is picked off by Farr, but regathered by Evans. Marks turns on her left. Cuts back on Peters. Marks trying to look for Peters. Grabbed by Hargett. But again, they keep getting through that line. It's not going to be long until they score again. And I've just been made aware by one of our stats guys that it has been 5 minutes since I said it'd be 5 minutes till the Bruins score, so I apologize. I am not a fortune teller, sadly. How about this? The Bruins are going to score before halftime. I don't think that's too far out to say. That's a whole 27 minutes. I mean, if something happens like it happened on Friday, Francesca Peters might score twice in 4 minutes. So it could happen. I've seen it happen. I'm a witness. Most people watching online are witnesses. It can happen. They can score very fast. So just under 27 minutes to go here in the first half. Out for a Cougars throw. For everyone at home that's wants to know a little something, it is Coach Carmichael's 61st birthday. So if you want to text him, email him, Facebook message him, I don't know, happy birthday. I'm sure he would appreciate it. He is turning 61. When I found that out today, that Coach Carmichael was turning 61 years old, I could not believe it. My guess, honestly, I was talking to Anna Grace Abrams earlier today. My guess was like mid-40s, maybe late 40s. When he said 61, I was beside myself. He is not at all a 61-year-old. That's up to Mia Marks, and she can't get that through her legs, and that's cleared out. There's De Diego. Got to be careful, and Ellie Cummings right away gets it out to Arrowwood, but Arrowwood can't get a touch on it. since Coach Carmichael is a man of mystery just a little bit. I'll tell you a little something about him. He played D1 soccer at Eastern Illinois University, which I thought was pretty cool. I didn't know that. He has a PhD in biology along with a master's. Oh, that one's headed into the net. Wow! De Diego, that's exactly who we needed to look for. She makes the score 1-0. I did not expect that to happen. That was a great cross, great header, and it's 1-0 Cougars off the head of Celia De Diego for her 5th goal of the season. The Bruins must recover now with 25 minutes to go here in the first half.
Bruins goal scored by number 14, Celia De Diego.
Wow. That got the Cougars bench off their feet, or to their feet, excuse me. That was a quick cross. That caught me off guard. And it's almost like the ball was a magnet to De Diego's head. Like that was so on target. And it even phased De Diego, and she puts it right in that corner past Margaret Cummings. That was impressive. But as I said, the Bruins must respond. Can't get too ambitious, but just got to work the offensive movement that they've had so far all game, but also stop this offensive momentum for the Cougars. Way to get back, Jane Farr, and that one's going to go out for a Bruins throw. Valley can't handle that one. And now a Cougars throw taken by Leah Brethren. Finds Sem. Back to Brethren. Dropped to Johnson. De Diego. Miscommunication with Sem. And Cummings tries to get it upfield. Abby Arrowwood, strong defense. Gets it up to Miller. Miller to Ward. Bruins have to reset their motion a little bit. Arrowwood. Dribbles to the middle, finds Ballady. Ballady looking for Peters, but I don't think Peters was really ready for that run. And I think that trickles into the box, so Hargett will pick it up. Johnson. Another good step by Farr. We saw a lot of that last weekend. Jane Farr had 2 impressive games. Miller in the middle now. Looks at Ward. Good give and go. Sarah Ward running on it, trying to beat Smith to it. Drop back to Hargett. Heavy pressure by Marks, and all Hargett can do is sky that one into the stands. It's a throw-in for the Bruins. Arrowwood's going to take this one. She has the ability to throw long. That's exactly what she's going to do. Into Marks. Marks shielding off. Marks with touch with her right. Into Peters or Ballady. Ward now on it. And that one gets poked away. And now Sem has the ball at her feet. Tierney on the back of De Diego. Making it hard for her. Tierney still on her. Townsend joins her. Now it's Townsend. Forced her to get it away. Bad pass to Sem. Miller turns and starts running up the field. Ballady turns to her left. To Peters. Again, deep line gives Bruins a lot of space to run. Marks with the ball at her left foot. With an overlapping Peters. Peters with her left. And that gets deflected and then caught by Hargett. Ball at the feet of Lindstrom. Good run by Brethren into the box, behind Jane Farr's back. De Diego into the box to join her. And great defense again, holding off holding off Evans, excuse me. Miller now with the ball at her feet. Bowdy turns back and drops to Arrowwood. There's Marks. Hasty decision to try to find Ward. Clock will stop. And I assume this is for a water break. It is. It is over that temperature limit. Again, very gloomy and very humid out. It's almost like you're breathing water when you're standing outside. And it's also very hot. Take this time to tell you about Chick-fil-A of Taylor's, proud partner of your BJU Bruins, located just a few miles from BJU on Wade Hampton. Check them out today. Maybe even stop by on the way to the game on Saturday when the Bruins take on PCC. It's going to be crazy, and I think a Chick-fil-A sandwich accompanying that would be quite the experience. I mean, it's going to be crowded here. It's going to be loud. It's going to be quite the environment. Encourage you to come out to that 7 p.m. Saturday under the lights against our friends from Pensacola Christian College. The men's team lost to PCC last year in the regional title, and they look to avenge that loss. That one hurt them. The day they got back from regionals last year, all the guys were out in the field practicing, really hoping for an at-large bid, but that did not come. And they've been working since, and they don't want to lose the PCC again. So that game on Saturday is going to be crazy.
Fans, if you're hungry for dinner on the drive home, why not stop by Chick-fil-A of Taylor's, a proud sponsor of your BJU Bruins. Chick-fil-A of Taylor's is located just about 2 miles from BJU on Wade Hampton Boulevard. Check them out today.
Ref blows his whistle, trying to get the teams back on the field now. It's going to be a throw-in for the Cougars. Going to be taken by 11 Taylor Parks, it seems, as she's walking over to it. I'm not aware of any subs that were made during that water break for either team. And we will resume play just about now. Johnson, bad pass. Gathered by Miller to Bowdy. Bowdy takes a couple touches. Out to Peters. Finds Marks. Can't get over it, and that goes over for a goal kick. Surely this offensive movement's going to turn into a goal soon. Bruins are leading the shots battle, I think 7-1 right now. And the one for the Cougars was their one goal. Besides that, they haven't had any shots. The Bruins have had several. Arrowwood gets that to Ward. Can Ward save it? She can. At least I thought. Another throw.
That was good, Sarah.
Smith finds Juhas. Looks out for Brethren. And she was trying to find Sem, but Bowdy gets on the way of that. Back to Townsend. Miscommunication between Townsend and Marks. Gonna be a little reset button for the Cougars. There's De Diego. Tierney, on her back again. Bad pass. Ward takes it quickly to Marks. Marks trying to get around Smith. Gets it into the box. Marks bounces before Hargett. Hargett made that a little closer than I think it should have been. It seems to be an easy bounce, but she let it bounce off of her first before she gathers it. Cummings looking for Ward, off target. Out for a Cougars throw. Smith to Juhas. Juhas takes space. Finds Sem. Turns out, finds Johnson. There really hasn't been any different movement for the Cougars. They seem to go the same way every single time down the field. And no doubt Coach Carmichael sees that. There's probably going to be adjustments at halftime of how to better cover it. They are covering it pretty well. Peters on the left wing. Trying to get around. That one's deflected out for another Bruins corner kick. I'm curious to see if the Bruins are going to send anyone else in the box for more offensive pressure up there. Because it still remains the same four: Peters, Ballady, Miller, and Ward. Marks taking this one again. Abby Arrowwood is sneaking up there, and Arrowwood will crash in. Arrowwood can't get that one on target. It's going to be a deep throw in. Should try that again. That one's going to go out for a Bruins throw. Arrowwood will take it. Arrowwood looks for Marks. Marks gets shielded off by Smith. Good pressure by Ward. Out for another Cougars throw. Good deflection by Ward. Arrowwood finds Ballady, but a good defense again by Lindstrom. Sem with the ball at her feet. Looks for De Diego. De Diego is fast. And Cummings sticks with her. Cleared by Townsend. Johnson now. Up to Brethren. Into Sem. Man, Ellie Cummings is everywhere. She was just on this side of the field, picking up De Diego. Now she's on that side of the field, picking up Sem like it's no one's business. Now she cleans that one up again. It's out for a Cougars throw. Can't allow them to cross it into the box because De Diego is just going to wait there. Cleared away by Cummings. Headed back in by Johnson. Finds the feet of Sem. Good step by Sarah Ward. Gets the ball away. Sarah Ward to Miller. De Diego, fancy back touch. That one's going to be easy gathered by Cummings. Off the foot of Isabel Evans. Evans touching it back to Lindstrom. Back to Smith. Heavy pressure again by Marks. Just under 15 minutes to go here in the first half. It is still 1-0. Big space for Evans. Evans far out shot with her right foot. And that's not even close. Cummings lets it go out of bounds. Going to be a goal kick. Arrowwood to Ward. Good sidestep by Ward. Up to Miller. Miller looks around, cuts back, finds Ward on the run again. Good communication between the two so far. And that one is gonna be off the foot of Ward, and that's gonna be out for a Cougars throw. Parks throws it in Smith. There's the expected sub that I'm waiting for the Bruins. Looks to be Maddie Pfaffenroth. Usually comes in around this time in the first half. Townsend gets tugged from behind, 6 with the ball. Advantage is called. Townsend drops to Arrowwood. Yeah, Maddie Pfaffenroth often comes in just around this time in the first half to finish out the half with a lot of energy, a lot of speed. She always plays quality minutes. Marks is offsides right now. Marks is still offsides. Peters into Marks, and the flag will go up. Yep. Yeah. The flag went up right away. Just the ref on the field just didn't see it, so it's not called for a while. Mia did think she was in through, but flag was raised. Clarice Peters looking up the field. Miller with a good touch to gather it. Francesca Peters looking for Marks up the field, but also might get through to Ward. Sarah Ward now on the ball. Sarah Ward, back post, Sarah Ward. Just wide. And that's going to go out for a goal kick. And this is when Maddie Pfaffenroth's going to come in for Francesca Peters. Erica Lidstrom coming out for Maddie Pedraza. Pedraza's in for Averett, sophomore from Chesapeake, Virginia, from Grassfield High School.
Averett 29 came off, 7 went in.
Maddie Pedraza and Isabel Evans were high school teammates at Grassfield High School from Chesapeake, Virginia, and now they're college teammates. It's pretty cool. Out for a Bruins throw. 11 minutes to go here in the first half. Still 1-0. Bruins still threatening on offense almost constantly. Cummings. To Ballady on the throw-in. Back to Cummings. Cummings, big ball, but that one gets picked off by Isabel Evans. Evans with her right foot trying from really far out. And again, Margaret Cummings is just barely going to look at that one. Let it go out. Bowdy with some space in front of her. If she turns, she does. Big touch, and Candace Johnson gets that one away to the feet of Juhas. Juhas with space now. Juhas into De Diego. Tipped out by Tierney, who seems to be man-marking De Diego at this point, I think. Sem with the ball at her feet. Had Cummings and Bowdy coming from behind her. And that one's going to be a free kick right outside the box for the Cougars. 10 minutes to go here in the first half. Bruins have to get a stop right here. Juhas and De Diego lining up for it. A line of 3, Abby Arrowwood, Jane Farr. And I can't tell who the third one is. De Diego takes the shot right away, and that goes over. So Bruins get away from that. Townsend to Arrowwood. Airwood finding her best option. That's going to be a drop back to Townsend. Oh, bad pass. Picked off. Good tackle in the box by Ellie Cummings. Gets the ball away from Brethren. Pfaffenroth now into the middle. Mark slips, getting back to it. Smith out to Evans, to De Diego, but cleared out by Townsend. Bruins must stay on. The last couple of minutes have been a little rusty. Some poor movement. And the Cougars have maintained possession for a good amount of the last 5 minutes. Sem finds Johnson behind her. Pfaffenroth, good step in front. Pfaffenroth gets that one away. Ballady now with the ball at her feet. Ballady finds Miller in the middle. Miller finds Marks up top. Back to Miller. Miller needs help in that midfield. Bruins must find the space that they're given. Again, very deep line for the Cougars. It could be used to the Bruins' advantage, but it hasn't been completely yet. Ballady with the ball at her feet drops back to Farr. Just a shift up would help out the Bruins' offense a lot right now. Good give and go, and that one's cleared out though. Jane Farr on the ball again. Jane Farr the throw in. 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Marks cleared out again by Peters. Out for a Cougars throw. Johnson's going to take this one. Marks. Patient back to Miller. Good pressure from the newly subbed on Petraza. Miller still at the ball at her feet. Miscommunication with Arrowwood. Arrowwood can't save it. A sub will be coming on for the Bruins soon. Not on this throw-in. Looks to be Naomi Peters, number 31, coming in. One of the freshman defenders for this team, Francesca Peters' sister. Uhas up to Sem. Taken away by Cummings, but out for another Cougars throw. Tierney comes off her man mark. De Diego's free. Taken away by Sem. And Evans had to come back to that one's caught off sides. Bruins get a free kick. 5 minutes to go here in the first half. A Bruins goal before halftime will be huge. Arrowwood to Miller. Tempted to Ward, but not really near her. Smith takes it away. Passes it to open space. Pfaffenroth comes and gets it. Heavy touch. Pfaffenroth taking space. Needs to pass it away, and it gets poked away by Uhas. Uhas finds De Diego on the run. Jessica Townsend in on her now. De Diego tries to get it around her. Townsend, way to body her off of it. Townsend clears it. Now Pedraza. Now Sem. Now Smith. Good pressure again by the Bruins. Bruins have to get up. And Marks left early again, and that's going to be just drop back to Hargett. Pedraza. Miller, good pressure. Miller now with the ball at her feet to Ballady. Pfaffenroth. Pfaffenroth into the box, and that's going to be straight to the hands of Hargett. Bruins really haven't faced a team with this long of a field before. They are very spread out. That one's up there in hopes of De Diego. De Diego gets the ball, finds Sem. Townsend out of position now. Cummings takes over for her. Good job by Cummings. Cummings up to Ward. Can Ward get there in time? Kind of, but shielded off by Smith. Hargett now. Out to Peters. Bruins continue pressure. Sarah Ward is there. Can't get it away from Smith. Tierney still man marking De Diego. Johnson now on the right wing. Peters. Good ball up to Brethren. Cougars looking for another goal. De Diego can't get a good touch. Out for a Bruins goal kick. And finally subs will come on for the Bruins. Naomi Peters coming in. Lily Davis coming in. Celeste Ballady coming out. And Sarah Ward coming out. So that's going to shift Pfaffenroth to the left wing. That's going to put Ellie Cummings on, or excuse me, that's going to Pfaffenroth on the right wing, Ellie Cummings on the left wing, and Naomi Peters in at the center back spot. Good poke away by Miller. Pfaffenroth now on the right wing to Miller. Good turn by Miller. She's getting hounded, but she gets away at Pfaffenroth. Back to Miller, back to Pfaffenroth, and she can't keep it in bounds. One minute to go here in the first half.
1 minute remaining.
A half heavily controlled by this Bruins for the most part. Looking at a 1-0 score. Cougars have had their way the last 10 minutes or so of possession. Cummings proved to be versatile again. Lily Davis now in the middle. Looks for Marks. Marks is on sides. Marks with her left foot trying to get through people. Nutmegs. Marks still on her left foot. Good poke away by Clarice Peters. Marks slow to get up. Tierney to far. Marks is still struggling to get back. It's going to be a foul caught on Davis. And I don't think the Cougars are really going to do much with it. They might try to hope to get up to De Diego, but the clock is ticking down. And that'll be the end of the first half. Things just did not go Bruins' way. They're down 1-0 going into halftime. 45 minutes left in this game. Lots of time for the Bruins to score some goals. But it's a lot of time for the Cougars to score too. They look to stop De Diego in the second half. Down 1-0. Second half resumes in 15 minutes.
At the end of the first half, Bruins 0, Cougars 1. There'll be 15 minutes of halftime. Fans, if you want to find out more about any of our Bruins teams and coaches, then head to bjubruins.com. There you can find game recaps and updates as well as previews for upcoming games. If you can't make it to the game in person, well then you can catch the live stream at bjubruins.com. bjubruins.com. FCI Agency is an insurance broker that provides auto, home, life, and business insurance. You have enough choices to make, so make one that always gets you the best rate. Check them out online at fcisc.com. That's fcisc.com. One minute remaining in intermission. At the beginning of the second half, Bruins 0, Cougars 1.
Welcome back to the second half of today's match. My name is Trenton Goldsmith, still with you here, along with a all-student crew. I do want to point that out. I'm pretty sure it's the first time in a really long time that's happened for any university, honestly. PA, we have Daniel Kyle. At the scoreboard, we have Gael. Stats, we have Sam and Micah. Camera, we have Enoch. It is a fantastic crew today. I love working with all of them. Working with all of them at the same exact time, it's pretty clutch. So we're all here, and we are all hoping for a Bruins goal to tie this up pretty soon. Bruins did have time to make some halftime adjustments. The lineup is the same. Actually, the lineup is different. I am just now noticing this. Naomi Peters is back in the center back spot. Ellie Cummings is up top right now. So it looks like Mia Marks starting the half on the bench. She did get shaken up on a run. Got up very slowly. So that's probably why. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. If I get any updates, I'll let everyone know. Hopefully the Bruins discussed how to deal with this long field that the Cougars give them. Very, very deep line. Very tight-knit together midfield. That's all in the middle. And then obviously Celia De Diego up top. That scored the goal. Sem, now on it. Townsend gets it away. Almost finds Peters, but tipped away by Johnson. Talked about this on Saturday, but Ellie Cummings is now playing her third position of the same game again. Started at center back, went to left wing, and now at striker. She does this pretty often. Again, very versatile for the Bruins. She plays everywhere, and she does very good at all three of them. So, and I even joked on Saturday, she could probably replace her sister in goalkeeping position and be fine. Honestly, she's probably done enough drills with Margaret, like as the years have gone by, that she could probably be a goalkeeper pretty easily and add that fourth position to her spot. Miller with the pressure against Uhas. Now to Johnson, and Miller takes that one away after the heavy touch. Jane Farr's pass not quite strong enough to Peters. Bounces into the middle to Lindstrom, the captain on this team. Clarice Peters looking for De Diego. Tierney's there though. Sem is now taking it away. Uhas cuts back to Sem. That one's going to be a throw-in for the Bruins. Farr up to Cummings. Jane Farr, Ellie Cummings played together on a summer team along with Margaret Cummings, Sylvia Cummings, and Shannon Miller. All of them played on the same rec league team. So they know how each other play very well. Ward tries to get one, but can't get there in time. Lindstrom up to De Diego, to Evans. Evans trying to get around Townsend. Townsend pokes it away and cleared out by Arrowwood. Bruins must find possession soon. Starting now, Francesca Peters trying to get, she's getting hooked by Johnson. Peters could have gotten away easily from Johnson, but she was getting hooked. Nothing called. Bruins still have the ball. Cummings with it. Turns in. She's wide open. Sarah Ward at the top. And Ward was off. She was offsides. Flag will go up. It's going to be a free kick. Bruins had several offensive chances in the first half. Could not get them in the net. Whereas the Cougars really only had two with one shot, and that one shot went in. Naomi Peters. Back there with Jane Farr now. Farr clears it out. Goes out for a throw for the Cougars. Mia Marks being out does hurt a little bit because Marks does have 3 career goals against Averett University. 2 of which came in the 2021 matchup. The other one coming in the 2022. Sem. That one's going to be a foul against Ballady. The Cougars are going to have a free kick. It's farther out than their last free kick. Let's see what they do with it. Last free kick. De Diego decided to shoot it pretty quickly. Was not on target. De Diego is back there with Evans right now. The same wall of 3. Got Arrowwood, Miller, and Tierney. Getting instructed where to stand by Margaret Cummings. The wall will cover near post. Evans is going to take this one. De Diego is trying to cut in. That one's almost on. Goes over the bar. And out for a goal kick. The wind is starting to blow a little more. It is blowing the Bruins way down the field. So it might help. Naomi Peters finds Miller. To Tierney. Back to Townsend. To Ward. Ward comes all the way into the middle. Miller. Bruins are hesitant to send the ball all the way up the field. Ballady wanted a run. But Miller didn't look her way. Dropped instead. And now it goes back to Naomi Peters. To Farr. Out of the reach of Francesca Peters. Johnson. Sem. Lindstrom. Farr finds Peters. Peters. Cummings tries to tip back to Miller. And is already away. Bruins must stay calm and not panic. They're starting to let the ball get away from it a little bit. Up to Evans. Arrowwood against her. Cuts back on Arrowwood. But tipped out and ran with by Townsend. Townsend still on the run. Townsend going all the way up. Finds Cummings in the middle. Sem, heavy pressure on Cummings. That's going to be a throw-in for the Bruins. Tries to find Ward. Ward is free from her defender. And that one's going to be poked out for a corner kick. First real shot the Bruins have here to score here in the second half. Ballady's going to take this one. I do wonder if Arrowwood's going to come up and join the box like she did in the first half. Looks like she might. Besides that, Ward, Miller, Cummings, and Peters in the box for the Bruins. Arrowwood will join them. Ballady into the box. And that one straight in the hands of Hargett. Good placement. Hargett just read it right. Peters now at the ball. Sem, the freshman from Norway, sends it up. Margaret Cummings is going to come all the way to the top of the box. Get that one. Roll it out to Naomi Peters right away. Good poke away by Bowdy. Peters, can she get through? Peters back to her left. Bowdy's running up with her. Sarah Ward's coming up on the side. Into Bowdy, past Bowdy. Sarah Ward on her right. Ward! And poked out. Good counterattack by the Bruins, all starting with the deflection by Bowdy. Another throw, and hopefully that's going to spark something in this Bruins offense. Still down 1-0, 35 and a half to go. Bowdy's going to take this one again. Good placement near the keeper. Miller's there, and that gets poked in. It's tied. Shannon Miller. 1-1 Bruins. Great placement by Bowdy right over the hands of Hargett. Crowds the keeper, and Miller finds it. It's 1-1, 35 to go. That was needed by this Bruins offense.
Bruins goal scored by number 28, Shannon Miller.
That was Shannon's second goal of the season. Shannon Miller, a rock in this Bruins midfield. Finds the back of the net on the corner. Wow, the Bruins needed that one. Cougars look to go quick. I don't think they like being tied again. Lindstrom out to Johnson. Peters. De Diego now on the ball. Tierney still man marking her. Good step by Townsend. Crowding Evans, and that's going to be cleared away by Naomi Peters. Turned by Smith to Clarice Peters. To De Diego. De Diego trying to turn Townsend. That does not happen. Townsend, big touch in front. Townsend still going forward. Townsend sends it up to Sarah Ward. Sarah Ward's onside. Ellie Cummings in the middle. Sarah Ward tries to get it in, but that's deflected. Cummings now on it now. Cummings into the middle. Off the head of Peters. Cummings back on it again. And that's going to be a foul. Celeste Bowdy is going to take this one, treat it just like a corner. That foul is on number 8, Lucia Sanchez, the junior from Salamanca, Spain. Just do the same thing, crowd the keeper. Bowdy sends it in the middle again. Bruins can't get ahead. Arrowwood now on it. But Bowdy now goes to her left. Finds Ward, bad touch, and that's cleared out to Tierney. And Sem takes that away from Tierney. Some pinball between Farr and Brethren. Farr slides, and that's going to go out for a Cougars throw. Good pressure by Francesca Peters. Cummings gets it. Sarah Ward coming up again. Looking out to Ward. Can Ward keep it in? She can't. It's going to be a Cougars throw. Hargett. Good pressure by Shannon Miller. And, oh man, Clarice Peters clears that just in time. Shannon Miller could have had her second goal of the day. Cummings to Bowdy. Bowdy turns, good turn. Finds Miller in the middle. Miller to Francesca Peters. Bowdy's cutting in. Francesca Peters back to her left. Francesca Peters with her left over the bar. This is the Bruins offense that we saw in the first 30 minutes of the first half. They need to keep this up for the last 30 minutes of this half. Good offensive pressure. Makes good offensive chances. So we've seen so far. De Diego now with the ball at her feet. Naomi Peters. De Diego sends it up, and Margaret Cummings is all over it. Cummings taking her time. Rolls it to Jessica Townsend. Townsend out to Arrowwood. Finds Ballady. Back to Cummings. Something's brewing. Peters to Farr. Bruins being patient, keeping possession. Trying to find that crease. Townsend. Pass a little off target. Comes and gets that one and just clears it out. Ball is just dropped all the way back. You might see at the top of your screen a bigger American flag brought to you by the Bruin faithful. We've had complaints that the American flag we have out there was too small. And we got a new one that's a little bigger. Not too big to where it gets caught on the top of the scoreboard or wraps around the pole, but just the perfect size. A little bigger than the small one that we had. We had people having a hard time finding it when the national anthem played before a game. Even though it's right in front of them, it was that small you couldn't really see it. We got a bigger one now. Thank you, Bruins fans, for providing that for us. Maddie Pedraza, who got time in the first half, coming back in for number 29, Erica Lindstrom. I would need a sub in the midfield, too, if I had to play defense against Ballady, Miller, and Tierney all at the same time like Lindstrom has.
What was that? Yeah, copy.
Peters to Townsend. Sends it up to Ward. Ward takes it off the face like a champ. Ward to Ballady. Bruins are moving forward. Ballady dribbling. Trying to find the best angle to get to Cummings. Ballady out wide. Ballady cuts back. Fancy footwork. Ballady to her left. Someone needs to help her out. Finds Tierney. And finally, after getting pushes in the back, something is called. The Bruins have a perfectly placed free kick to put something on net here, whether it's a pass or a shot. And I think Ballady's going to take this one. This is one of those angles that might be a little too tough for a shot. But it is one of those angles where if Ballady can at least put it on net, cause a block, and get a rebound, it's a big goal-scoring opportunity. What's she going to do? 4 Bruins in the box. Ballady puts it far post, and it goes over the bar. Just a little bit lower. That would have been one of those rebound situations. She got a little too far under it. Mia Marks, encouragement to see her coming back on the field. Sarah Ward's coming out. That's going to shift Ellie Cummings to the right wing. And Marks now up top again. Marks going to get a chance for some heavy pressure automatically. Clarice Peters now with the ball. Flicks it up the field. Finds Johnson's feet to Sem. Margaret Cummings gets to that corner. Far up to Francesca Peters. It's a couple touches away, but then poked away by Johnson. Pedraza in hopes of De Diego. De Diego has the ball in the box. De Diego, no way! Tries to get an overhead shot. The rollout by Cummings is off target. Evans now with the ball. Arrowwood trying to get it away. Evans drops back and it's over to Pedraza in the middle again. Miller gets that away. Jane Farr now with the ball at her feet. Peters, good look to Tierney, but Tierney can't gather. Bowdy gets that. Ellie Cummings finds Bowdy. Bowdy heavy touch and is cleared away. Bruins have had a few of those where they're on the run, are moving forward with players with them, and just one touch that's a little bit too long allows the Cougar defense to get to it before they can. Peters drops back to Cummings. It's those big touches that either make or break your whole entire offensive chance. The big touch around the defender, if you can get to it in time, it's an easy just getting past on net. But if it's too long and you can't get there in time, the offensive chance is over. Miller, way to gather it with someone on her back. Drops back to Farr, again to Peters. Again to Cummings. We've seen a lot of this half. Bruins trying to be patient, find the creases, especially in this midfield. Farr makes her fall over. Farr out to Peters. Peters has one person to beat, and that's another big touch. I mean, the Bruins get a throw in, but that stops Peters from going down the field into the box. Marks now with the ball to Peters, overlapping. Peters cuts back to her left. Marks now with it. Goes to her left, beats out Johnson. Marks into the box. Who's there? Ellie Cummings is there! Ellie Cummings scores! The Bruins lead 2-1. Wow! That one gets past target.
Bruins goal scored by number 13, Ellie Cummings.
And the Bruins offense is alive, and they're winning this match. 2-1, 25 minutes to go. Great finish by Ellie Cummings for her second goal of the season. Again, versatile. The most versatile player on this Bruins team. She's playing in her fourth position today. She's played center back, left wing, forward, and right wing all today, and she scores a goal. Look at that. Francesca Peters gets a well-deserved rest. Number 6, Brooke Corson, now in for the Bruins. The freshman from Lakeville, Indiana. Brother of golfer Bryce Corson here for the Bruins.
And then 6 in for 30 for us.
The Cougars, they might get a little frantic here. Cougars scored their go-ahead goal and then controlled the rest of that first half and got really comfortable. Their possession was great. They had a couple more offensive chances, and they just kept the ball away from the Bruins. But now they're down. Let's see how they're going to respond. No doubt they're going to try to move the field up, move the ball up the field quicker and out of urgency, but that might make it messy and might give the Bruins a chance to score and put this one away. We have 23 and a half minutes to go, and the Bruins look comfortable now. They just have to put another one away to get a little bit more comfortable. They are at the 2-goal wall that they finally broke through this past weekend, because before the weekend, in their 6 previous games, they hadn't scored more than 2 goals in the game, and then obviously this weekend came, and man, they scored 12 goals. They exploded. If the Bruins explode again, this game's done. And it's ball movement like this in the back that led to that second goal just now, where the Bruins were patient and they found their creases, and they got out the field. Sem now with the ball in the middle. They tried to get Day Diego on that cut. Cut off by Abby Arrowwood. Mia Marks now with the ball at the top. Ellie Cummings with some speed. Ellie Cummings down the right side. She's going up against Smith. Ellie Cummings sends it into the box. Mia Marks is there, and that doesn't quite get the distance. Goes out for a goal kick. It is good to see Brooke Corson back on the field. She did not play this past weekend. Another talented freshman for this Bruins team. Sem looking up to Brethren. Brethren touches in to De Diego. Give and go between her and Brethren. Brethren now on the ball. Cummings stays home. And Jane Farr gets in the way of that and sends it out. Quality defense. And Johnson's going to let that roll out for a throw. Pedraza hurried pass due to the pressure by Corson. Miller now at the ball to Marks. Marks with some special sauce on that spin. Tierney kind of gets to the ball. Arrowwood now at the ball at her feet. And the Bruins relax for now. Corson turns middle. Taken away by Pedraza. No one's home on the pass except Tierney and Townsend. De Diego, touch on that. Great defense by Jessica Townsend. Stops a goal-scoring opportunity for De Diego. Throwing for the Bruins. Ballady. Still moving forward. Corson's trying to make a run. Corson's being patient. Miller now on the ball. Miller going forward. Corson making the run again. And the pass gets deflected out by Johnson. Johnson's been solid back there at that right back spot for the Cougars today. Pass by Ballady, too soft. Sarah Ward back on the line, ready to go in. Miller with the ball at her feet, drops back to Tierney, who's going to drop all the way back to Townsend. Townsend can take space if she wants to, but takes the ball to Peters instead. Ballady again. Abby Arrowwood now. Tierney in the middle. Tierney's moving forward basically for the first time all day. Tierney trying to look up to Marks, but too strong. Tierney's been man-marking De Diego for most of today. That was her first movement forward. Big pump by Hargett. That's going to hit the ground first. Good step by Naomi Peters to get it away. Pass to Marks is off target, but Marks gets it anyway because she's Mia Marks. Cuts back to her left. Sam. De Diego. Cummings looking for Miller. Miller looking to beat out Smith on the run. Smith drops it back to her goalkeeper. Uhas in the middle. Cummings can be as patient as she wants with this pickup. Decides to get it there. Francesca Peters talking with Coach Carmichael right now. Probably about to go in right after this. Ballady. Ballady gets in front of Uhas. Ballady to Corson. Corson to Marks. Marks has space in front. Marks beats out her defenders. Marks on her left. Far post is wide open. Mia Marks finds the back of the net. Far post past Hargett. And the Bruins lead 3-1. And the Cougars look deflated.
Mia Marks.
Right after that hit the back of the net, I saw 5 Cougars hands on knees. With 17 and a half to go, Cougars might not have time to get 2 more goals past this defense to tie it. Subs will come on. Francesca Peters, Sarah Ward back into the game for Naomi Peters and Brooke Corson. That's going to cause another shift. Ward now on the right wing, Peters back in the left wing, and you know who, Ellie Cummings back in her center back spot where she started today. 3-1, 17 and a half to go. The Cougars need to work quickly, but not panicked if they want any chance to even tie this game. What a response from the Bruins here in the second half. They made the adjustments they had to find the space, to find the patience to score the goals. And they have. They've done exactly that. They've had so much ball movement in the back that create creases in the midfield, that create offensive movement up top where Mia Marks can just go to work. She has an assist and the goal in the day, and they're probably looking for more. 3-1 isn't enough for this Bruins team. They want more, and they will the rest of the season. I'm telling you, if you're sitting at home and you're able to come to a game, you should, because this team is exciting to watch. And they will be all season long. But again, I totally understand. If you live far away, watch this stream as much as you possibly can, because this Bruins team is so fun. It is so exciting. And they're after another regional national championship this year. Far with the throw-in to Peters. Farr clears it up. And that one's going to trickle out of bounds for a throw-in. Johnson quickly to Sem. Good pressure by Peters. Almost gets that ball. Smith. Clarice Peters. Up to Elena Barrett, the new sub on for the Cougars. Her first touch goes to the hands of Margaret Cummings. Elena Barrett, sophomore from Homer, New York, and Homer High School. Shannon Miller finds Arrowwood drop. And this is the ball movement we're talking about. Patience. Ellie Cummings back in her center back spot. Out to Farr. Cummings to Peters. Peters can't get a touch on it, but Peters gets back to that one. Peters, big touch out in front. And Barrett wins it away. Abigail Poole looking up to Day Diego. Townsend absolutely hounding Day Diego right now, not letting her turn around. Good defense by Townsend. Out for a Cougars throw. Sem with Tierney on her back. Pedraza trying to get in. There is no room for her in here. Ballady pokes it away. Marks now some space in front again. Finds Ballady. Sarah Ward making a run. Sarah Ward in a foot race. Sarah Ward's going to win that foot race. 2 against 3. Ward in the middle. Poked away by Peters. Out for a Bruins throw. Ooh, my heart rate is extremely high right now. I think we're about 104 beats per minute. Marks trying to go far post, and that goes over the bar. Hargett's going to take it short to Peters. Johnson. Miller tries to keep it in and does, but can't get the ball. Sem takes it to Brethren. Brethren to De Diego. Townsend on her back. Sends it in to Brethren. And Cummings on it. Cummings shields off Brethren. And touches around, but it goes out of bounds. Good defense by Brethren. De Diego can't keep it in. Goal kick for the Bruins. Quick schedule update for you guys is the schedule the game scheduled for Friday against Campbellsville Harrodsburg is being rescheduled to October 7th due to potential absolute downpour of rain coming on Thursday and Friday, because they really need the field to be at least playable on Saturday against PCC. The rain is supposed to be done by Saturday, but if it rains all day Thursday and all day Friday, and the Bruins play on it Friday night, it's simply going to be a wreck for Saturday's big match against PCC that the men have. So that game on Friday is going to be moved to October 7th here at Alumni Stadium, and it should be scheduled for 4 o'clock. Any further updates you can look on our website at bjubruins.com. Peters trying to beat out Peters. Francesca Peters gets the ball, and the ball's still in, apparently. Own goal, maybe. Oh, good save by Hargett. Sarah Ward now with the ball. I think both Clarice and Francesca Peters thought that ball went out of bounds. Neither ref flinched, so I guess they resumed play. It was almost an own goal, making it 4-1. De Diego takes that away from Arrowwood. They are battling it out right now. De Diego wins the battle initially. Still has to get past Arrowwood. Passes it away instead to Smith. Now to Sem. Jane Farr clears it out. Because of the moving in schedules, that's going to be a foul on Miller. Because of the moving in schedules, the Bruins' next game isn't until October 4th, and when they face Edward Water University on the road, and then they play again on the 5th against Trinity Baptist. It's a weekend tournament, I guess you can call it, hosted by Trinity Baptist in Florida. So they have a good week and a half off to the next game, which they desperately have needed. Seems like they've played so many back-to-back nights. It does get tiring, but they do have time to rest before their next matches. More time to train, more time to tie things up. Because September is coming to a close soon, and we only have about a month and a week or so until regionals, which we host here at BJU. So it's going to be a fun first week of November as the South region all comes to Bob Jones University. Mia Marks has space in front. This is where she's best. Marks tries to get back door to Peters. Marks heads it forward. No one's home. Hargett gathers. Just under 10 minutes to go. Bruins controlling the game and the scoreboard. 3-1. Bruins have scored all 3 goals here in the second half. Great response to a frustrating first half. Just could not get a goal. Lost focus, lost control, lost possession, lost everything in the final 15 minutes of that first half. But the Bruins respond strong here in the second half. De Diego takes that one away from Ellie Cummings. Ellie Cummings now on her back, pokes it away. Townsend pokes it away again. Brethren and Farr stays in front, out for a Cougars throw. Sem. Jane Farr might just clear this one out. She does. And Bruins throw. Farr's going to drop back to Cummings. Ellie drops back to her sister, Margaret. Out to Abby Arrowwood. Bruins throw. They're going to take their time. 8 minutes to go here in the game. Airwood to Ballady, back to Townsend. Townsend finds Marks. Marks up to Ward. A little too far past Sarah Ward. Pass off target. Francesca Peters now with it to Mia Marks. Mia Marks with some space to Francesca Peters. Peters gets it in! Peters continues her hot streak. Scores again. Makes it 4-1. 7 minutes to go. Bruins are controlling this game now.
Bruins goal by number 30, Francesca Peters.
5th goal on the season. Another assist from Mia Marks. Lily Davis and Lydia Howell now on to take place of Celeste Ballady and Shannon Miller. This whole Bruins team is just on a streak right now. Francesca Peters, if you had a chance to go back, we posted a video with all 3 of her goals of her hat trick on our social medias. All 3 some special goals. Her parents were in town last weekend, had a great performance, and became the Student Athlete of the Week for the NCCAA. It was just awesome. And she continues her hot streak today, scoring again. Mark scored 2 goals last weekend, has a goal and 2 assists today. I mean, this is just fantastic. Cougars look to get one back to make this game not seem as lopsided as they did have their time of control. Corner's going to be taken by Isabel Evans. Evans, short one into the box. Touched first by Brethren. Was on net, not strong enough, cleared out. And now Lily Davis has the ball at her feet. Lily Davis moving forward to Marks. Marks back to Davis. Davis can't get an initial touch on it, but saves it in time. Finds Marks again. Peters making a run through. Peters gets past Johnson. Peters into the box with the ball at her left foot. Peters on net. It's going to be an easy grab for Hargett. Good pressure by Lydia Howell behind. Abigail Poole cannot get around Abby Arrowwood. Drop back to Townsend. We got the parade of subs coming on for the Bruins at the next dead ball. Looks to be Estrella Cruz, Madison Avellino, Lauren Green, and that might be Abby Nelson. Howell turns, finds Ward. Ward back to Howell, who continues her run. Ward trying to find Lily Davis, and she left just barely too early. Oh, if she left on time, she would have had a chance at a goal. Good ball movement by 2 freshmen. Sent up De Diego's way. Cummings on her back. De Diego, great touch initially. Cuts back on Cummings. Wow, good cut. Sends it into the box. Margaret Cummings is there to grab it. Not sure what the ref was saying, but looks like maybe Isabel Evans wanted a foul call. I'm not entirely sure. Ward gets away from that tackle. Sarah Ward still going forward. And shielded off by Smith, who clears it out to Sem. Pedraza. Cummings kicks it out of bounds for a Cougars throw. And freshman goalkeeper Callie Jackson joins the line. Bruins just need a dead ball. Margaret Cummings, let that one go out. And she does. Subs will come on for the Bruins. Who will come off? Mia Marks will come off. Francesca Peters will come off. Margaret Cummings will come off. Reagan Tierney and Abby Arrowwood. Again, Abby Nelson, Estrella Cruz, Madison Avellino, Lauren Green, and Callie Jackson all on. Abby Nelson had a special weekend, scored a goal on Saturday, her first goal of the season. Callie Jackson gets some time today. Always encouraging to see her. Talented freshman goalkeeper. Good cutback by Lydia Howell. Finds Avellino to far. Lily Davis to Cruz, but it's out of bounds for a Cougars throw. Davis picks that one off. Nelson with a lot of space in front. Sarah Ward's wide open on that right wing. Ward now with the ball. Howell on a run. Nelson stays back. Nelson back to Ward. Nelson, Howell. Howell gets pushed off by Sem. And it's dropped back. And cleared by Smith. You might only think this is like only 4 minutes, but this is 4 minutes against some quality soccer. This Averett team is good. Lauren Green shields off Isabel Evans so Jackson can gather it. Great defense by Lauren Green right there. This is quality minutes for the young freshmen and for the young players in this team. This Averett team is a good soccer team. It gave our starters fits in the first half. So this is a lot to learn. This is a good experience against a good experienced team that the freshmen are getting right now. Can prove to be super, super quality later on in the season, especially as they head to nationals and regionals. I'm not trying to get ahead of myself. As they face off in regionals for a chance to go to nationals. Estrella Cruz, pressure against Johnson. Johnson, her pass to Brethren goes out for a Bruins throw. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the game. Bruins controlled this second half. This match is not the only thing going on in Bruin Nation today. Men's golf were at the NCCAA South Region Championship, in which they came as runner-ups to the talented golf team at CIU. Later tonight at 7 p.m., the men's soccer team is at Southern Wesleyan. They will play and get a little taste of something this week before they play PCC on Saturday. And then women's volleyball is home tonight at 7 p.m. against regional opponent Toccoa Falls College. And I was just told about 30 minutes ago that I'll be calling that game. I have never called a volleyball game before.
1 minute remaining.
I know a decent amount about volleyball, but not enough to call it. So if you want something interesting to watch, I encourage you to come back and watch a great match between the Bruins and the Eagles of Toccoa Falls at 7 p.m. in the Davis Fieldhouse. It's going to be a fun experience for me. This Bruins volleyball team is starting to become very good. This past weekend, they had a great weekend beating Welsh and Warren Wilson, both games in straight sets. And obviously tonight would be a big win for our region hopes. That ball's kept in. Lily Davis going in on it, tries to cross it into the box. Cleared out by Johnson. Howell on it. Sem clears out for a Bruins throw. And that might be it. 10 seconds left in this match. Green throws it in. Davis gathers it, touches around. But that's going to be all. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. The Bruins win with a final score of 4-1 after a great second half, a great response. And again, I encourage you to stick around and watch the Bruins volleyball team take on Toccoa Falls College at 7 p.m. My name is Trenton Goldsmith, signing off with the whole crew, Daniel, Gael, Sam, Micah, and Enoch. Good night, Bruin Nation.
Final score of today's game, Bruins 4, Cougars 1. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending today's game. As you leave, make sure to properly dispose of any trash you may have or take it with you as you exit Alumni Stadium. The women's soccer team will return to Alumni Stadium on October 4th to face the Pioneers of Campbellsville, Harrodsburg. Kickoff is set for 4 o'clock p.m. October 7th. You can follow the women's soccer team as well as all other Bruins teams all season long at bjubruins.com. Have a great night, everyone.